You wrote a letter to your dad from prison. You said, "Dear Daddy, none of this was your fault. If anything, it was mine." And I'm paraphrasing here. "I never wanted any of this to happen. I was just going with what he was telling me. He was feeding me all of these lies. I got caught up in him, and I feel so guilty." You're talking about Charlie there, right? What lies was he feeding you?
That if I just kill my parents, everything will be okay.
You said, "Even though this happened, I still feel sad, but at the same time glad I'm free from the pressure that was being put on me." What pressure?
Being in a relationship with Charlie.
You mean pressure from Charlie? Okay. So you say, "I'm sad, but at the same time glad that I'm free from the pressure." So the death of your mother and 2 little brothers, was that a good trade? Here's what I worry about. Healing doesn't begin until you have the truth. And you have told so many different stories and theories here, none of which comport with the facts. You told the police what I read to you here. That was a lie, right? Then you told your father a story. You told one of your counselors a completely different story, right? You said you were kidnapped, but that was a lie, right? And I know you haven't talked to Charlie since this happened, correct? And you haven't talked to Charles Wade, and you haven't talked to Bobby. You haven't talked to anybody. But the police have talked to everybody. And they are all telling exactly the same story, even though they were interviewed independently. They all tell the same story, and then you tell a different one. And you haven't told the truth yet, have you? What is the truth about what happened that night? In the letter that she wrote, she says, "None of this was your fault. If anything, it was mine." To me, that really sounds like an absence of both empathy and remorse. When you read that, did you think, yes, you're right, it is your fault?
Yeah, I mean, I was angry. I mean, there was times I wanted to go back there and grab her and just shake her. Why?
Thank you.
I was angry.
Thank you. You need to allow yourself the right to feel that. Not that I don't want you to forgive her, but at the same token, if you're going to drive yourself crazy if you don't allow yourself to acknowledge what's done here. She says, "I never wanted any of this to happen." Do you believe that?
I really believe deep down she didn't want her parents killed. I really do. It just got in over her head.
But you know that she planned this, right?
Right. I believe that yes, she did. She had part in the planning.
And you know that they were going to kill all of you the week before this happened. But your father passed.
Right.
So this wasn't just like she in a fit of adolescent rage made a bad choice. This was planned across time for several weeks or months. She had many opportunities to say, bad idea. Yeah. She said, "I was going with what he was telling me. He was feeding me all these lies. I got caught up in him, and I feel so guilty. I love you, even though this has happened. I still feel sad. But at the same time, I'm glad that I'm free from the pressure that was being put on me."
Well, I told her, and I said, it would be better to deal with the pressures of what was going to talk to us. You know, even if we would have found out the things you're doing, yes, we would have been upset, but you would still, if you would have talked to us about it, at least your mom and brothers would still be here.
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.